To put in context, I was living in a pretty big house on a very safe and popular district. Let me tell you a little bit about the house because it has its importance. We were five living there for starters: my brother, then 17, my sister, 17, and usually my parents. This settled, the house was as follows: a ground floor with my sister's bedroom, a very large room which gave the garden by a large patio window door, a nice room with computers, a TV, and some jewelry. Then you go up one floor and you have the living room, the kitchen, the first bathroom, and the parents' room. And again, TV in the living room, jewelry in the bathroom and the parents' room, and even money in the drawers, as my father had to pay for important work on our heating system and planned to pay in cash. Why? Good question, but he might look at me strange if I ask now. Third and last floor, my bedroom, my brother's bedroom, the second bathroom, and the sauna. Ah, yes, it seems a luxury to have this thing, but near all houses have it where we lived then. And to be honest, we only used it with the wine cave. So let me jump into the story. It was not a dark and stormy night, but it was certainly dark enough. Around 5 p.m., and the world was already black, as it tends to be in this country in winter. My brother and sisters were not there, sharing a class, and were constantly still at school. My parents, on the other hand, were in France for some administration issues they needed to sort. They had not been home since a week. But I was there. I was there, and as any self respecting teenager, I was in my bedroom. The rest of the house in complete darkness. I had my headphones on watching a movie in my bed. It's important to note that my window was facing the street. Half an hour passed, 1 hour. I'm still deep in my movie. I don't hear the noise in my house. I don't hear anything but my movie. I lift my eyes from my screen and I see my doorknob turning. It's all very quick. I take off my headphones, thinking it's my brother or sister. The door opens, and I'm facing an unknown man in my house. He's young, 20 or so. He looks at me, I look at him. There's 2 seconds or so, and he slams the door the hardest he can. I'm on my feet in seconds, and I was a pretty dumb teenager because I immediately opened the doors only to find 3 men running down the stairs. Unknown men, mind you. So I'm frozen in fear for 5-10 minutes. Eventually, I get down the stairs to the kitchen where I can find a knife. Slowly, I explore first my parents' room. It's a mess. There's drawers open, papers, clothes, everything. And there's the money, there's the jewelry, there's the TV, the computer. Nothing has been taken. I proceed to the other parts of the house, calling my brother and sister. They don't answer. I'm calling now my best friend who speaks the country's language so she can call the cops for me. Mind you, I didn't speak English at the time. The more I proceed through the house, the more it's a mess. But nothing was taken, absolutely nothing. They broke through my sister's patio door, and there was glass everywhere. But in her room, too, nothing was taken. The police came with dogs. We did finally tell our parents after everyone else, but they never found the guys. Being an idiot teenager, I used the opportunity to miss school the following day, although I wasn't really traumatized, just curious. But still, robbers who didn't rob, let's not meet again. I'm a 36-year-old male. My parents divorced when I was 4 or 5 years old. During and after the divorce, my brother, let's call him Chris, my mom and I moved in a 2-bedroom apartment townhome. Now, this is not the nice townhome you may imagine. It wasn't a complete shithole per se, but they were older, built in the 60s. This was the 90s, and in a rougher part of town. Something a single mother with 2 kids could swing. The layout of the apartment is important to the story, so bear with me. When you walk in the front door, the kitchen is immediately to the left, and there's a short entrance hallway in front of you. The kitchen has an open countertop area that looks into a dining spot for a table and a split-level living room/den area that also had glass sliding doors leading to the backyard. No fence or privacy. where there was a rather sad and sparse playground. In the hallway entrance again, on the right, is a staircase leading up to my mom's and my brother's rooms. One day after school, my brother and I are out playing in the backyard on the playground, doing our kid stuff, when my mom told us she wanted to go check the mail. The mailboxes of the apartments are located at the front entrance, which is on the opposite side of the complex from us. Naturally, me being 5 and Chris being 9, my mom didn't want to leave us alone, especially since it was about dark outside. We came inside and got ready to leave. On the way out, I remember my mom asking Chris if he had closed and locked the sliding glass door. Chris said he had. We are back from the mailroom. It's maybe been 20 to 30 minutes max. But my mom unlocks the apartment door. I'm lingering in the car for some reason. Chris doesn't notice I'm in the apartment yet, and on the stairs leading in the bedroom on the right, he sees someone's feet disappear at the top of the landing, as if someone were running to hide. Thinking they're me, he doesn't think something's off. Chris goes to the kitchen, and I actually go upstairs directly in our room to get ready for the bed and bath. My mom is at the table in the dining area near the split-level living area downstairs. While I'm completely clueless, getting ready for bed in the bathroom, Chris from downstairs keeps hearing someone walking around in Mom's bedroom. Now, I had a bad habit when I was this age of going through people's stuff. Not maliciously. I was barely 5, just curiosity, whatever. And Chris, thinking I'm being a nosy bastard going through all of our mom's jewelry, etc., runs upstairs to catch me in the act and get me in trouble. Chris runs up the stairs, sprints across the hall to my mom's bedroom, and throws himself stomach first on the bed. When he looks up, he sees a tall, slender man with a bright green goblin latex Halloween mask on and is holding a large knife he swiped from the kitchen. My brother sits silently in shock as the man in the goblin mask raises one finger to the mouth, indicating for him to be quiet. And in true form, for my brother, he screamed bloody murder for our mom. Now I've heard things going on, but I have no idea and I'm not aware of what's happening. I've gotten into my big, oversized sleep shirt and I'm now going downstairs to have a glass of milk before bed. When Chris screamed, the man ran downstairs and encountered my mom, who immediately jumped into action. Our baseball gear was in our living room, and our mom grabbed a bat and started fighting this man in our house while he is taking swipes at her with the knife. I first noticed what's happening when I have come downstairs to the kitchen, pulled up a step stool to reach the counter to pour a glass of milk, and that's when I see over the bar the guy push my mom off the steps into the split-level living room, landing on her back. She starts swinging the bat wildly, trying to make any contact with it, and she does. I'm glued to this image, truly frozen in place, not scared, just so young that you can't fully process what you're seeing. The man finally runs towards the front door, which is right by the kitchen. I mid-pour my glass of milk, frozen, milk continuously spilling all over the counter and floor. He stops and turns directly to me, and in that green goblin mask with the knife, screams a primal, deep sound of rage and frustration, and then slams the door so hard the whole place shakes. I continued standing on my stool, pouring milk everywhere, frozen for, I don't know. Could have been a second, but felt so long. I don't remember what happened after that, but all of the parts I've relayed are very clear to me. Moral of the story, lock your doors and don't assume you did.